You can ask any car enthusiast, and they'll probably admit they've done this at least once. You're lying in bed at 2 in the morning, watching reviews of cars you'll probably never buy, comparing horsepower figures, looking at marketplace listings, convincing yourself that the next car might finally be the one. The perfect balance. Fast enough, reliable enough, practical enough. The car that finally ends the search. But if that's true, why does no one ever stop looking? At first, the answer feels easy. A good car is reliable. After all, reliability is what most people need. A car that starts every morning, gets you to work, gets you home. Doesn't leave you stranded on the side of the road. Sounds obvious. Until you think about some of the most loved cars in history aren't at all reliable. People, including myself, willingly spend weekends fixing them, pouring money into them, defending them, and loving them, despite every reason not to. So reliability matters, but it clearly isn't the answer. Maybe it's speed. That seems really reasonable. Speed is exciting. It's what first got me interested in cars. Watching V8s, watching Formula 1, hearing stories about the beloved Falcons, Ferraris, and race cars that seemed almost mythical. For a long time, speed felt like the answer. But then another obvious problem appears. Some of the most beloved cars ever built weren't fast, not even close. And yet, people adore them. So speed matters, but it isn't the answer either. Maybe it's comfort, practicality, value, safety, looks. Every answer feels right, until you find the exception. And this is when I realized something. Every car is a compromise. Every single one. A sports car sacrifices comfort. A luxury car sacrifices engagement. An SUV sacrifices efficiency. A track car sacrifices practicality. And an economy car sacrifices excitement. No manufacturer is building the perfect car. They're simply choosing which flaws they're willing to accept. And when you buy a car, you're doing the exact same thing. You're not choosing perfection. You're choosing your imperfections. The compromises you can live with. The flaws that don't bother you. The strengths that matter enough to outweigh the weaknesses. And suddenly the question becomes much harder. Because if every car is flawed, then maybe being good isn't about being perfect. Every enthusiast has a dream car. Mine is the Aston Martin DB5. Not because it's the fastest, not because it's the most reliable, and not because it makes any practical sense. I just love it. The shape, the history, the feeling it gives me. To me, it represents freedom, and that's strange. Because if I was being completely logical, there are hundreds of cars that outperform it. Cars that are safer, faster, more comfortable, more reliable, and way cheaper. Yet none of them make me feel the same way, which raises an uncomfortable possibility. What if people don't actually choose cars logically? I want you to think about the last time someone told you a story about a car they loved. They probably didn't tell you about the horsepower figures, or the torque number, or the fuel economy. They told you a story. The road trip, the project, the first drive, the late night cruise, the breakdown, the people, the memories. People remember these moments because the cars that stay with us rarely stay because of what they were. They stay because of what happened around them. The people remember moments, not specifications. This whole video essay brings me to my Ford Mondeo. Objectively, it isn't perfect. Very far from it. It has had issues, so many to be precise. Mechanical problems, repairs, lots and lots of repairs. Moments where I've questioned whether buying it was the right decision, and yet, I love it. Not because it's flawless, but because it's mine. It's the car that got me through bad days. The car that gave me freedom. It's the car that's been there while my whole life kept changing around it. And that's the strange thing. If a good car was simply the one with the fewest flaws, then I shouldn't love it as much as I do. But I do. And I think most enthusiasts and just general people understand this feeling. At some point I realized I'd been asking the wrong question. Not what makes a car good, But good for who? A Porsche GT3 might be perfect for one person, but terrible for another. A Corolla might be boring to one owner, perfect to another. A Lexus IS 250 might be overlooked by many enthusiasts, yet for someone else like me, it could be the ideal combination of reliability, comfort, value, and performance. The car doesn't change, the person does. And that's why nobody can agree on what makes a car good. Because people don't all want the same things. So what makes a car good? I don't think it's speed, or reliability, or practicality, or comfort. At least, not by themselves. A good car is one whose strengths matter more to you than its weaknesses. One that fits your life, your priorities, your values. One that gives you something beyond transportation. And perhaps that's why the search never ends. Because as we change, our idea of a good car changes too. I've spent a lot of time thinking about what makes a car good. Is it speed, reliability, comfort, value, or even heritage? The truth is, I don't know. Every answer always seems right until you find the one person who disagrees. The enthusiast who loves an unreliable sports car. The parent who values safety over excitement. The collector chasing history. A teenager saving for their first project. The answer always changes. And maybe that's because a good car was never something that could be measured. At least not completely. As I've explained, my dream car is the Aston Martin DB5. I love it because of how it makes me feel, the same way my car makes me feel. A car that has frustrated me, disappointed me, and left me questioning why I brought it. Yet somehow, after all that, I still look back at it when I walk away. I still look forward to driving it after a bad day. I still call it mine with a sense of pride. And I think making this has made me genuinely realize something. The best cars aren't the ones that do everything perfectly. They're the ones that become a part of your life. The ones that carry your stories. The late night drives, the mistakes, the people, the memories. Long after you've forgotten the horsepower. Long after you've forgotten about the lap times. Long after you've forgotten about the price. That's what remains. Not the car, the story. Maybe a good car isn't one that gets you where you're going. Maybe it's one that changes who you become along the way. A good car grows with you. One you can enjoy in a childish way. One where you don't have to worry about every pull, every shake, every sound. Something you can push, but that pushes you back. And perhaps that's why the search for the perfect car never ends. Because we're not really searching for perfection, we're searching for that connection. And sometimes, the cars that connect with us the most are the ones that were never perfect to begin with. But who knows, I ain't no dang expert.